From our very youngest years, there's a certain message that is drilled into our brains again and again and again. From fairy tales and other stories to Disney reimaginations, cartoons, and whimsical family flicks. You are special. Every story's got their chosen one, the one who is different. He or she is not like everyone else. That's what makes them the hero, and they are the one you are meant to identify with, idealize, and insert yourself into. It is an encouragement to approach life as a main character, to think that we stand out, or that we will stand out, that we in particular have something unique and different and special. Not just that we have our own traits that distinguish us as an individual, but that we are an aberration from the average, that everyone else is just normal. Mob Psycho 100 says no. Its premise centers on a world filled with wacky spirits and supernatural abilities. Our main character Mob is someone who has unbelievable power even from the perspective of others who also possess psychic abilities. One could easily assume it is presenting yet another chosen one narrative. After all, Mob didn't earn his powers, nor did he train himself vigorously to bring them to this level. He was simply born with them. However, the series uses this premise to heighten the weight behind its conclusion, essentially strengthening every counterpoint to provide the most convincing rebuttal. You are not special. A statement that, to most, would be taken as an insult. After all, everyone thinks they're above average. But Mob Psycho 100 excellently presents the harmfulness behind this mindset. If you view yourself as special, then suddenly everyone else is a step below you. By way of othering them, it not only opens up the potential pathway to justifying harming others in the pursuit of personal gain, but it also isolates oneself from meaningful connection with other people. After all, how can you possibly connect with someone to any substantial degree if you can't see them as an equal? A genuine relationship necessitates a balanced dynamic, openness to being weak on both sides. If you have a relationship where you are positioning yourself as above the other person or people, well, you can't afford to be weak. You risk losing the leveraging factor behind your grip on the relationship as it stands currently, even as it rocks in a precarious balance. And this is something Onigawara comes to realize in the series. He recognizes the resentment his classes bear towards him when no one comes to his defense at a false accusation, and his power slips away like sand through a parted hand. Onigawara realizes he has shattered every genuine friendship, and rather than growing further embittered with the world around him, he takes this traumatic event as an opportunity to better himself and sincerely try. If you put your value in life in being special, then what happens when you stop being special? Suddenly life has no purpose. You'd rather die than be a normie, right? Teruki thought he was the only Esper. He thought that the world revolved around him, was his for the taking, and that mere humans were nothing but little ants. Facing Mob, who repeatedly claims, "I'm not special," yet still outmatched him beyond contest, served as a well-needed wake-up call. Psychic abilities are just that. Abilities. They're not a personality, they're not a friendship, they're not a love. Abilities can be gained and lost, developed and weakened. They're utilities that can be used to enrich the life we live, but they can or should never take the place of actually living our lives. Now, you might ask, what's the value of such a message? After all, how many people really consider themselves truly special? Probably not all that many, but what is important about Mob Psycho's message is that I think almost everyone has dreams of specialness. That belief of being above average or possessing potential to be so. We all have that hope deep down that we might have metaphorical latent psychic powers within us, that seed for something to make us different. And Mob Psycho states unequivocally, you won't be special. Even if you become special, you won't really be different. To tear at that pipe dream seems cruel at first, but in truth it is rather liberating. Why should we place the reins of our mental health in something beyond our control? Why put our value of self in anything but the metaphysical image of such? In short, to say everyone's special, everyone's unique, is the same as saying no one is. So when you're not special, suddenly the world is so much brighter, so much more interesting. Humans are social creatures after all. All the people, places, things, connections to make and break, it's all at your level. The disconnect's been broken. Sure, you might have to make an effort, but so does everyone else. You are not special, and that's a good thing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and consider sharing it around. Give me your money on Patreon at patreon.com/KOMOVIJ. Special thank you to my patrons Talon and Frogus. Anyways, that's all for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.